This Austin Metcalf story has definitely divided the nation. And regardless if people want to acknowledge it or not, this story has poured fuel all over the fires of racial division here in America. And some people are just now finding out the hard way that despite this false narrative that leftists have been spreading over recent years about black people being incapable of being racist, the reality is they are very, very capable of being racist. In fact, some, not all, but some black people are extremely racist. Maybe even the most racist group of people here in America today. How could anyone argue otherwise? We are watching a large portion of a community celebrate the murder of a white child as if it is a huge accomplishment for their community. As if the senseless murder of Austin Metcalf is a huge accomplishment for black people everywhere. They're literally calling Karmelo a hero and making t-shirts with his face on it. Like he's the one that died. But no, he's the killer. So you can't sit here and argue and say that these people are incapable of being racist when this is the most racist thing I've seen happen in this country in a very, very long time. And they're not shy about it. They're not trying to hide it. They're proud. And they're putting it on full display for everyone to see. Purposely taunting people about the murder of Austin Metcalf. Sorry, I'm kind of sick right now and my voice keeps going out. But as I previously reported to you guys, the baby beater spokesman that is representing the Karmelo family, I don't know why they chose him, the baby beater, but anyway, the guy who's representing Karmelo's family, he's come out and said on live television during a press conference that he's planning on forming protests and riots about Karmelo being expelled from school. So he's already planning to cause unrest in the streets, to cause chaos in the streets, and we all saw this coming from a mile away. We all called this on day one. How long before we see this? Well, now he's threatening to do it. But there's also another protest that is supposedly supposed to happen. A pro-Austin Metcalf protest. A protest in support of Austin Metcalf. And right now, this flyer is spreading around online. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but this flyer is glowing to me. Like this flyer has fed all over it. And we'll get into that in just a second, but first, people often ask, how can they support the channel? The answer to that question is very simple. You can support the channel by liking the video, dropping a comment, becoming part of the conversation, or by sharing the video on social media. But if you want to take your support one step further, you could always send a Cash App or a Super Thanks. It is always greatly appreciated. Now, when I first saw this flyer, I was almost insulted. Like I really felt insulted. I felt like someone out there was insulting my intelligence. I feel like the feds or whatever operatives are behind this flyer and this little protest, I feel insulted by how obvious of a PSYOP this is. Like, are you guys not even trying anymore? Like, look, I know some people are dumb, but not everyone. I can see straight through this, and I'm hoping that a lot of you all can as well. I would not recommend or suggest anyone showing up to this protest. It is a trap. If you've ever seen Star Wars, this is a Admiral Akbar moment if there ever was one. It's a trap. I mean, you can look at the flyer. They can't even spell Frisco correctly. I mean, come on. At least spell the name of the place where the protest is going to be correctly. They couldn't even get that right. Because they were like half-assedly put this flyer together thinking, hey, we're going to get some idiots to show up and we're going to use this as bait. This is bait, y'all. We're going to get some people to show up. We're going to take photos of them, make them all look crazy. We're going to use this as a way for Karmelo Anthony's family to play victim. I wouldn't be surprised if Karmelo's family was behind this poster. It's so phony. And you know, I thought that we wouldn't have, I thought that there weren't supposed to be little setups and PSYOPs like this anymore, now that Kash Patel is in charge of the FBI. What is going on here? This is like so obvious. Kash, what are you doing, buddy? I thought we weren't dealing with this type of stuff anymore. You're trying to set people up? I don't know. But then you got to think, we still haven't gotten the Schmepstein documents that we were promised. So I think many Americans right now are making the mistake of all of a sudden, out of nowhere, oh, let's put our trust in all of these three-letter agencies that we never trusted before. Because a guy that we like is in. And look, I like the guy too, but damn. This is very obviously a PSYOP. And as I was explaining earlier, there's a lot of hate out there. There's a lot of division when it comes to this story. There are a lot of real people out there, hateful, racist people, that are spreading all types of lies and saying all types of things online. That's facts. But you want to know what else is happening? Bad actors, the feds, maybe even foreign agents. They're embedded in this story as well. You see, the powers that be that are pulling the strings behind the scenes, their goal has always been to divide and conquer. I don't think that this story is fake, but I do think that they're going to use this story for their agenda. And they don't even really got to try. It's just happening already naturally. But understand that everyone you're interacting with online when it comes to this story, not everyone is a real person. A lot of people are feds, Fed accounts, and you got literal foreign agents, you got literal foreign countries that are inserting themselves in this story as well because they want America divided. They want America as weak as possible. And then you got people who aren't happy with the current administration. And they want as many bad things as possible to happen under the current administration. And if some type of racial tension and racial fighting breaks out under the current administration, they will love it. Because that's the optics they want. So there's many, many levels to this story. And don't think for 1 second that I don't know that. Or that I don't understand that. But just as well as I understand that there's some shady stuff going on in this story, I also understand that the hate is real. And that there is a large group of people out here that really are this hateful. That really are happy about Austin Metcalf getting murdered. That are so happy they'll send their last dollar to support the murder of a white child. That's real too. But as far as this little protest goes for Austin Metcalf, you also got to look at the person, or at least one of the people, spreading this flyer. A guy by the name of Matt Wallace, a bad actor. I don't think this guy's a good dude. He spreads a lot of fake stuff online. And I believe he's paid to do so. a propagandist, if you will. And unlike the black community, I'm willing to call people out in my own community when they're scumbag or when they're doing wrong. And if the black community was capable of doing that with Karmelo, we wouldn't have to be here having this discussion as my voice goes out. But here we are. Literally talked until I can't even talk anymore. Because for some reason it's so difficult for people to understand that it's wrong for a child to get stabbed in the heart at a track meet. But as far as this Protect White Americans protest goes, y'all go ahead and fall for that trap if you want to. It won't be me. I ain't falling for that trap because I already knew. I knew from day one, as soon as this story broke, as soon as I saw that there was a racial aspect to the story, that there was going to be 3-letter agencies all over this story, using this story, using the emotions that people have behind this story to try to convince dumb people to do dumb things. So then they could use it against them or use it for whatever agenda they have. Do not fall for the trap, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, you guys let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.